Welcome to Bless Them Boys, a podcast that's having a fire sale. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of dat win. We're here to give you weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and Seinfeld references. Before we go into the player, I do want to say that speaking of bad betting picks, I'm currently keyed in on East Carolina versus Georgia Southern because I have Georgia Southern plus 6.5. College basketball is back, boys and girls.
That wasn't even football? Jeez.
No.
Man.
We're back, baby.
I was like, well, it is Tuesday night. I guess you could have a college football game.
A little Maction.
That would be two teams that would play on a Tuesday night.
Yes, it is.
So this upcoming week, the Cowboys are on a bye. Probably good news for you.
Thank goodness I don't have to watch this disaster.
So with that in mind, we have a patron saint of the week. And given the news of the day, this week's patron saint is wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. Shaheed attended Mount Carmel High School in San Diego, California from 2013 to 2016. He would go on to play college football for the Weber State Wildcats from 2017 to 2021. He became the only player in school history to earn All-American honors 4 times. He set the FCS all-time record for career kickoff return touchdowns with 7 and had a 100-yard return in a Weber State 2021 win over Northern Arizona. He would finish his career at Weber State with 5,478 all-purpose yards. He was ranked as the third most in Weber State history. He ended up 7th in career receiving yards with 2,178 and 18 touchdowns. 10th in school history for career receptions with 147. He had a remarkable kickoff return average of 29.1 yards per return, and also finished 3rd in career punt return yardage.
Is Weber State that where Damian Lillard went to college?
That sounds like it could be. Yeah, maybe.
I'll fact check it while you.
Yeah, you fact that. May 2nd, 2022, Shaheed would sign with the New Orleans Saints as an undrafted free agent. August 30th of that year, he was released but signed to the practice squad the next day. October 15th, he signed to the Saints active roster, and the next day, October 16th, in his NFL debut, has a 44-yard rushing touchdown on his first career touch. October 20th, so the following Thursday against the Arizona Cardinals, he catches a 53-yard touchdown pass from former patron Saint/Cowboy Andy Dalton. The reception was his first career catch and only his second offensive touch. This was also that game. That game was also the game that the gif of Andy Dalton walking towards the sideline with the Cardinal in the background, who's just picked him off.
Oh yeah, running
for running and jumping into the end zone. That's the same game. So yeah, Shaheed had his first 2 career touches were touchdowns with the Saints. So Shaheed started his career wearing number 89, but he switched to 22 before the 2023 season. In Week 8 against the Colts, he had a career game. He hauled in 3 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown in a 38-27 victory. January 3rd, 2024, it was announced Shaheed was selected to play in the Pro Bowl in Orlando, Florida. He was tendered by the Saints as an exclusive rights free agent that March, worth the NFL minimum salary. He could not negotiate with other teams as a result of being undrafted and with less than 3 years experience. He will be eligible for a contract extension in 2025, so I guess he is eligible. However, on July 20th, Shaheed and the Saints agreed to a 1-year, $5.2 million extension. October 17th, he was placed on IR after he underwent season-ending. This must have been last year. Yeah. So
Yeah, this is
October 17th, 2024. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
mm,
Got confused. He was on IR. He underwent season-ending knee surgery to repair his meniscus. Prior to the injury, he was leading the league with 15.9 yards per punt return. And today, November 4th, 2025, Shaheed was traded to the Seattle Seahawks. Shout out to friend of the show, Trang. In return, the Saints get a 4th and a 5th round pick. Not a bad return for an undrafted free agent.
I will say, so I confirmed Damian Lillard, Portland State, or I mean Weber State.
Weber State. Oh, there
Yep.
you go. So he is at least the second most famous Weber State.
Yeah, I would say.
Or at best, I should say, at best.
But he will now also be in the Pacific Northwest with
There you go.
with Damian Lillard.
Well, Trang, when the trade was first announced, Trang did mention how he has San Diego ties. We just said he went to Mount Carmel in San Diego, and now he obviously plays in the Pacific Northwest. So, I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon, the Cowboys fan.
We're your host. Now, here's a word from our sponsor, Izzy.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
Paul, I want to just let you know, Georgia Southern covered.
Did they win?
They did not win, but they did.
But they
lost by less than 6.5, and that's all we really care about.
When you said basketball, I was like, "Oh, you're not talking about football."
No, no. I've got a couple other ones going on right now. I'll keep you.
I bet you.
I'll keep you apprised of the situation. They're rather large. They're rather large spreads. I will tell you that much.
You'd be proud of me. I've got the Carolina Panthers and New York Rangers on my TV here.
Ooh, Stars
Panthers
are playing
are
right.
2-0.
Stars are playing right now. By the way, they are currently down 1-2.
Well, I didn't check to see if I catch. I don't think I have the. I know on YouTube TV, which is everybody's favorite service right now. I don't have. I know I don't have the whatever it's called around here, Space City Network. To catch, so I can't watch the Astros unless they're on like national TV. But I don't think I have Fox Sports Southwest either. Which that would be where the Stars would play, right?
No, they're actually the Stars. The Stars are not on their usual service tonight. They're actually on Hulu, I think. But they actually created their own RSN called Victory Plus, and you can get the games for free actually here.
Oh, nice!
So
I have to check that out.
Yeah, so that's actually one of the better things. One of the things that I actually have liked is that now I can actually just turn on the Stars and watch them for free. Victory Plus also has the Rangers, but there's an annual fee for that. It was $100 for the whole season, which for baseball isn't bad.
No Mavericks, I'm guessing.
No, I haven't seen them. They haven't gotten on board yet. The Stars. I don't think the Stars will be inviting the Mavs to their sports network anytime soon. Have you heard about that whole fiasco?
No, I haven't. I haven't kept up with that.
There's a big brouhaha going over it because they share the American Airlines Center, and there's a big brouhaha going on about them. There's lawsuits and countersuits, and I think somebody accused the other team of terroristic behavior. It's gotten ugly.
Is Jackie Childs involved in all this? Or
outrageous, scandalous.
A terrorist? Who's a terrorist?
Ooh.
I'm not a terrorist. Okay.
Who told you to put the bomb on? Who told you to call a bomb threat in?
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get a few housekeeping items out of the way here. You want to contact the show, you can do so, like our friend Donnie. Got another email from him. Looking forward to this week. If you want to contact us, blessthemboys@gmail.com. BLESSDEMBOYZ. On X, we are at bless_them_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon's at Ball from Grace. We're also on Blue Sky. I mean, we're there in spirit, if nothing else.
I did check in. We have not gained any new followers lately.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine we have.
I'm shocked that people aren't following the account that doesn't ever post.
Right. And on their show actually says like, yeah, we're there. If you're checking us out on YouTube, thank you. Hit that like button, that subscribe button while you're here. You can also check us out on Spotify and Apple. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave a rating and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. Do we get any new subscribers on YouTube this week?
No, we're still holding steady at 15 this week. Although
That's
I was
fine.
able to get, I think last week at the end of the week,
15.
I had trouble like getting stuff on to the uploading shorts. But this week I was back on it, so we got our viewers back.
Okay. Salute to our 15 subscribers out there. Thank you guys and gals for hanging out with us. All right, we'll get to the football. Obviously, we got both of our teams making trades today. Both of our teams making 2 trades today, actually. Because anyway, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, we here at Bless Them Boys do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right, Brandon. So, it was Halloween this past week. Imagine you got some tales from that. Anything else you might have gotten up to this week?
So on Thursday night, we had our neighborhood put on a little Halloween get together. It was supposed to happen this weekend, but because of the inclement weather that was coming, they ended up postponing it till Thursday. So we went and they had a costume contest and they had several different categories. But my family, my wife and the 2 girls went as the 3 members of Huntrix, who is the demon hunting K-pop band in K-pop Demon Hunters. And then I was Bobby, who was their manager. And so we did win best group costume. So that was
very nice.
Big win for us. We won some Play-Doh and a trophy. So
was the trophy made of Play-Doh?
It was not made of Play-Doh. These were separate. This was we were very, very excited about that. Then obviously Friday night, trick-or-treating, racking up the candy. And then this weekend I finished El Gato Pardo. I finished the last 2 episodes of that. So I got that knocked out. Good series, especially if you love the period drama kind of stuff. And so it's really good. And I think you get a little bit of a perspective on kind of what was going on, especially in a certain region of Italy during that sort of their unification. So I thought that was interesting as well. And then I updated my college basketball ratings for the season. So I got those up this weekend. And obviously I'm currently using those to bet the games. Did not do well day 1, but I'm 1-0 so far today. So that's
there you go.
You gotta get back on the horse.
As so to speak, yeah.
Don't tell the drug addicts that though. That
right.
It's the other way around.
Yeah,
You got to stay off the wagon or on the wagon, whichever one it is.
Whichever one of those.
Yeah. And then the other thing was I've got some new music recommendations.
Sweet.
So I got an Australian pop band for you called the Bel Air Lip Bombs. They released a new album called Again. Really good stuff. I mean, it's really just a fun album and just like easy listening to. It's kind of like, and this is obviously the easy comparison because they're both from, uh, I think technically the
Down
Beth.
under.
I think they're also from Down Under, but the Beths. So if you like the Beths, I think
Okay.
I would recommend this album. And then the other one I have, uh, Snowcaps, which is it's
Okay.
I think they were originally I
Under
think the
underrated candy, by the way, Snowcaps.
yes, chocolate chips with white sprinkles on it. What a genius! What a genius candy. Um,
I had never had them until I worked at the movie theater that one summer.
they're
and I
they're
was like,
solid.
I'm like, what are these? I'm like, what are
Yeah.
these? It's like,
I
oh,
think those.
okay.
I think they only sell those in movie theaters. Actually, I don't think you can get that as
You
at a
might-
grocery store.
You might be right. I want to say they sold them. I mean, going back, I'm pretty sure they sold them at Blockbuster back
That's
in the day.
definitely that's Blockbuster, movie theater. Those
Yeah.
are like the two places that you can get Snowcaps. They only come.
Right.
They can only really come in that box too, right? Like I don't. What else are you going to put a Snowcaps in? Like a bag of M&Ms? Like that's not going to work.
I could have. You could probably get them in like a Tupperware type container, like you get I don't know, like you get other stuff. Like I'm thinking of like the pretzel, like pretzels.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the
pretzels
pretzel.
come in. Yeah,
Yeah. Or like the cheese puffs, the cheese balls.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Okay,
that's good. That's a good.
Gotcha.
example.
And so I listened to a little bit of that, but enjoyed it. I think the original, like this group was also in a band called P.S. Eliot. But I didn't do any research to confirm. So
that's almost my name.
oh yeah.
Take that, change the S with an M, and you got my name. Yeah, it was not my. Did we lose Brandon?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you now. Yeah, you cut out there for a second.
Okay. Yeah, my computer is not wanting to play ball today.
That's a shame.
Okay. But that was about it for me. Paul, what'd you get up to?
Yeah. So Halloween for us, my wife took the kids out. I stayed behind and distributed candy. And by distributed candy, I mean we had a little dispenser out in front. And people.
You don't just leave the bowl.
Well, it's not a bowl. It's like a. It's like this. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a pumpkin. It's like a pumpkin face, but it's like elongated like this. And you put the candy in the mouth, but it's motion detected. So like
Empty the bowl.
What's that? I think we lost Brandon again, perhaps. But anyway, I'll finish my. So basically, my wife bought this thing that we put the candy in the mouth, but then when you go to grab the candy, it like speaks to you, and so I did that. All right, well, I'm gonna camp while hopefully Brandon can get his rods and cones together there. Just we'll look at. I am watching the Panthers Rangers here on the screen. Panthers up 3-0. Got about a minute left here in the third period, so it looks like Panthers are gonna come away with a win. Brandon was talking about college basketball. Let's see what other scores we got here. The Kentucky Wildcats took on the Nicholls State Colonels from my neck of the woods. Kentucky won 77-51 in that contest. Purdue, number one team in the country, 82-51 over Evansville. Brandon's beloved Longhorns are playing Duke. They're down 7 right now in the first half. Hang on 1 second. Just texting with Brandon. He's working on trying to get back in shape here. Texas Tech, number 10 in the country, 60s. They're playing Lindenwood. Texas Tech up 66-42 at the moment. What else we got? Oh, there's an NBA. Oh, I could have had the NBA game on, I guess. There's an NBA game on NBC/Peacock right now. Hawks 64, Magic 47 at halftime. My Dallas Mavericks are not doing too well right now. I was checking the standings earlier. I believe they're 2-6 or 2-5. They're tied for second worst in the West right now. The only thing saving them from being the worst team in the West is the New Orleans Pelicans, who are 6. Not a good time to be a New Orleans sports fan, but say la vie. What are you going to do? All right, Carolina Panthers just won. I think we got the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche coming up here. See if I can find some other scores here while we wait. Is there excuse me. It's got Raptors 106, Bucks 82 here in the fourth quarter. About 10 minutes left in the fourth there. 76ers 89, Bulls 68. About under 6 minutes left in the third quarter there. Hornets 70, Pelicans 61. Pelicans trying to get off the schneid. Got about 8.5 minutes left in the third on that one. And then later tonight, we've got Suns and Warriors and Thunder and Clippers. Thunder, the defending champs, they are 7-0 to start the season. Let me check here. I believe, they are the only undefeated team remaining in the NBA. Good news for the Pelicans, they are not the only winless team in the NBA. We also have the Brooklyn Nets, who are winless. Spurs are off to a hot start, 5-1. I know Wembanyama's been a force. I think Brandon might be back here. Let's give him a minute. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see. Did I get all the NBA scores? Are we back? Can you hear me, buddy? Can you hear me, Brandon? Guessing you can.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hey, buddy. Nope. While we're still working through this, let's see. All right. Still working through some technical difficulties. Appreciate anybody who's following along with us. A couple other college basketball scores. Love this time of year in college basketball because you get these schools you've never heard of Utah Valley is playing West Coast. Utah Valley's up 110-31. West Coast Baptist, excuse me, from the Western Athletic Conference. Rice University from here in Houston is playing College of Biblical Studies. Rice is winning 93-26 at the moment. About 5 minutes left in that game. Little Rock, or was it? Yeah, the Little Rock, or I guess maybe they used to be Arkansas Little Rock, but now they're just Little Rock. Playing Arkansas Baptist. Little Rock up 77-51. See if Brandon makes it back. Can you hear me? Hey, buddy. So we can see each other, ladies and gentlemen. We just can't hear each other. Well, yeah. Iowa Hawkeyes are in action tonight. They are at halftime. They're up 49-26 on Robert Morris. So let's just see here. What else we got? Kansas State 61, UNC Greensboro 45, Oklahoma State 67, Oral Roberts 56. Missouri State 80, Missouri Southern State 63 right now. Did not realize. Did not realize Missouri State is in Conference USA. That appears.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest standout in the fact that after that 10 minutes where they initially had a good start, they had a good jump. There wasn't a lot of traffic, some odd man rushes, and they were really disrupting the Carolinas above them. It really fell flat after that, and I really thought how much they missed choke check.
Can you hear me?
I mean, how about even that thing? Like, I feel like they had no jam, and they needed like a little spark, something to get their bench ignited. Like,
all right, I'm gonna try see if maybe I can leave and come back and see how that works. Hey, buddy.
Okay. Let's try this. Try this again.
All right. Luckily, I had just started, so.
Yes. So we have a good cutoff point there.
Yeah, a decent cutoff point. All right. So what I was describing when we first went to commercial there. By the way, I was given some good college basketball scores. Apparently, Rice University is playing some like biblical studies college.
Biblical studies college.
Yeah. So I learned a few.
That is not one of the lines that I have bet on.
I was gonna ask. I was like, buddy, if you're betting on Rice versus Biblical Studies College, we might need to.
I feel like it's a little unethical to bet against a biblical school. Like you're just asking to be smited for that.
What's worse? Yeah, what's worse, betting on the Little League World Series or betting against the Biblical Studies? So so Halloween for us. So wife brought the kids trick or treating. My youngest was Wednesday Addams. She had a actual thing hand on her shoulder. My wife found a way to get it to.
She found an actual disembodied hand.
Yes, that's what it is. Exactly what it is. Maybe we shouldn't say that live on the show. But
No.
My oldest, I think I talked about this on the show last week, but my oldest went as She-Ra from Masters of the Universe with a cape that's actually from The Boys.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we talked about that because we talked about The Boys.
Yeah. And then my son went as Link from Legend of Zelda. So she took them with a friend of hers and her daughter. They went out trick-or-treating. I stayed behind to dispense the candy, which involved me filling up this dispenser that basically when you go to reach for the candy, it like scares you, it like talks to you, kind of thing. And that was fine until there was one very nice couple came and knocked on the door, and I opened the door and they're like, trick or treat. I was like, yeah, it's right there. And they're like, huh? What? And then they, so, all right, well.
Sorry, I didn't want to interact. Sorry, I was trying not to interact with people.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I should have put a sign. Do not look. Take your candy. Do what you gotta do. Just don't bother me. Okay.
Beware of owner.
Yeah, beware of old man who is trying not to interact with people today. Let's see. From a watching standpoint, I knocked out 3 movies on my Criterion Challenge. First movie, the category was Europe. So I watched Anatomy of a Fall. I think I talked about this movie last week.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, I was skeptical on this one because of the runtime. Movie went by pretty quickly for a 2.5-hour movie. In fact, I know we haven't done this in a while, Brandon, but I'm going to recommend you check this movie out.
Okay. How did you watch it?
So I watched it. It is available on Hulu.
Okay.
I watched it using my VPN on HBO Max only because I'm spoiled and I don't like commercials. But you can check it out on Hulu. It's readily available on Hulu. It's very good. I can see what all the hype was about from the Oscar,
because it was
race.
nominated for Best Picture, right?
Yeah, and I believe the lead actress was nominated. Her first name was Sandra. But it's kind of weird. So like, the actress's name is Sandra, and the characters that she plays in the movie is also Sandra. Basically, the director, I think, of the movie has said that the events in the movie were inspired by the Amanda Knox situation, if you remember that.
Right.
From years gone by. So that might give you kind of an idea. But basically what happens is this couple and their son, who is blind, they live out kind of in a secluded area in the Alps. And the husband ends up dead. And basically the son was not home at the time. He was out with their dog. He comes back, discovers his dad dead, like on the ground, looked like he fell. But the only person that was at home with the dad was the mom. So that eventually leads to the mom being accused. But if you've never seen a demonstration of how the court system works in France, it ain't like America. Like it's
Oh, really?
It was a very eye opening experience. Now I don't know how much I'm imagining they were somewhat truthful to what actually happens, but I was kind of taken aback by like it wasn't like
You don't get 12 juries of a jury of your peers, right? I assume.
well you do, but like so in the American legal system, the defendant's on you have somebody up at the a witness right testifying, and the attorneys speak directly to the witness. Well, in France, you can ask the witness something and then turn to the defendant and say, well, what do you think about that?
How does that make you
Basically.
feel?
Now, how does that make you feel? Right. So, uh, yeah, so it was a really, really fascinating movie. I would recommend, like I said, it is a little long. It is 2.5 hours, but um, I felt like it goes by pretty quick. The next category was cult movies. And I watched a movie, so you'll appreciate this. So
About Danny Dimes?
no, not that kind of cool. You'll appreciate. So a while back, you recommended a movie to me that was Mystery Train by
Mhm.
that was directed by Jim Jarmusch. So this movie I watched for this category was also directed by Jim Jarmusch. It's called Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai. It stars Forrest Whitaker as a hitman who he's a modern day hitman, but he follows the teachings of the samurai.
Okay.
Like the movie is interlaced with him reading from samurai texts, and so he fashions himself or he thinks of himself in that way. And basically, he's hired to do a job, but he does the job as he was asked, but there was when he performs the hit, someone was there that he was not expecting to be there,
Uh-huh.
and that causes a problem, basically. So, the story kind of goes from there. And then the last one, excuse me, from the Criterion Challenge for this week, Isabella Rossellini's Adventures in Movie Going. So Criterion does these adventures in movie going with different actors or directors, where they basically pick up a bunch of movies and and the movie I picked from here was the Thief of Baghdad, which, if you watch it, it's an older movie. It's from the 40s or 50s. It's colorized. It's not black and white,
Okay.
but definitely. And someone who's watched this movie probably will think I'm dumb for saying this, but it definitely the inspiration for Aladdin. Like if you've seen Aladdin, this is basically that story, just you know 50 years
with real
before,
people.
with real people, real effects. There's, the bad guy's named Jafar. There's like it's pretty much the inspiration for what became Aladdin. So
Did you look up to see if there was any like actual connection?
I didn't look it up, but I want to say I heard somewhere that it was.
Okay.
There was an actual connection. I probably should have done that, but I feel like I read somewhere that it was either the inspiration for, excuse me, something like that. Non-Criterion Challenge. I rewatched because the Rewatchables podcast was doing an episode about this. The Truman Show. Have you seen the Truman Show?
Long time ago.
Long time ago. Yeah. I would recommend revisiting it. It's very good. Very prescient still. I mean, the whole movie's about
That's
reality
that's
TV
the Jim Carrey one. They follow
Yep.
him around everywhere, right?
Yep, but he's not aware of it until
Right.
something happens, and then he becomes aware of it, and it basically predicted all the reality TV stuff, because the movie comes out in '98, and then reality TV kind of kicks off not too far after that, and it's a really good performance from Jim Carrey. Ed Harris is kind of he plays the architect of the whole thing, like he the idea and kind of has to keep everything going without a hitch, or little a hitch as possible. And then for the month of November, I don't know if you're aware of this, but in November, one of the a movie theme that a lot of people do for November is noir November.
November.
Noirvember, yes. So I've watched a couple of noirs. One is called Gaslight, which is from the 40s. I want to say it's 44. And basically, if you've heard the term gaslighting, this movie basically shows you a real life example of that. So basically, there's a woman whose aunt, who is this very well known opera singer. Her aunt passes away, leaves an inheritance to this woman because her parents had died early in her life, and then she meets a man who wants to marry her, but it becomes clear that the man's intentions are not all altruistic, let's say. And he basically is trying to convince her that she's going crazy, which is the definition of gaslighting. Like he's trying to like he's putting her in these positions where she thinks she's losing her mind, so that he can kind of get her out of the picture and go from there. But a very good movie. I would highly recommend it. I saw it on. What did I watch it on? I watched it on Criterion Channel. I think it's also on like Tubi. It's available for free out there. Then I watched a Stanley Kubrick movie called The Killing. This is there's another older movie. It's from the 50s. And it basically, if you've seen Reservoir Dogs, Reservoir Dogs borrows a lot from The Killing. It's a similar type of, and I guess all Quentin Tarantino movies in general borrow from this movie. Like the story's told non-linearly.
It's like a crime. It's like a crime, but you don't ever see the crime. You just kind of like see all the pieces around it.
You do see the crime, but they don't like the story is not told in a linear fashion. It's not
okay.
There's a lot of like there's scenes of like, well, earlier that day this was happening, but basically it's about Sterling Hayden plays this criminal who just got out of jail, and now he's putting together this heist of a racetrack. They're gonna pull off this big heist of a racetrack, and he has to recruit people to do it, but like he also has to make sure that if nobody really knows each other, so that if something goes wrong, like it's. Gotcha. I can't recommend it highly enough if you can find it. I want to say
are all the characters named after colors like Mr. Pink?
No, there is a couple. There is a Mr. Brown in the movie, but they're not. It's not like Reservoir Dogs in that all of they have names. Like there's a guy named George. There's a guy named.
Why do I have to be Mr. Pink? Why can't he be Mr.
Right,
Pink?
exactly. Why can't he be Mr. But definitely kind of set a template for these kind of heist movies moving forward, for sure. So I would definitely recommend it. And hope so. Maybe throughout this month I'll be kind of calling out some noir films. It's on Tubi, The Killing. The Killing. So if you want to watch, Tubi is a free service. I think that actually might be how I watched it. I try to move around my services. I like, especially if I'm paying for a service, I feel like I need to watch, and it's available on that service. I kind of feel like I have to watch it on that because I'm paying for it. Like to,
what am I paying all of this money for?
Right. to justify it. So, anything else before we get on to the football?
Now I think we're ready to make our college picks. Then we can talk about our results this week. Because I finally got you.
You picked up a couple of. I think so I was 4-6. I would have been 5-5 if Gunnar Stockton had just run in the end zone instead of taking a knee on the 2-yard line.
That's a shame.
I mean, I get why he did it, but it's like what's the harm in scoring? Like, just score. Like, it's not
He
like
doesn't want
Florida's
to.
going to.
He doesn't want to cover. That's why.
Well, I told you, I texted you this Saturday. If we go by the good teams win, great teams cover theory, then Indiana's the best team in the country because
Right.
they cover every time. So 4-6 for me this week, 62-38 overall. Brandon was 7-3, 57-43 overall. So you're only 5 games behind me now.
Closing the gap.
Closing the gap. I want to say I'm still in the top 200 at least.
I think I've moved up into like the top 1,000 or so. What am I at here? So I'm top 1,700, Paul.
There you go. Let me check my placement here. 140. I'm at number 140 right now, so it's not bad. I'll take it. Let's get to the games. Any other? The Longhorns, big win for them over Vanderbilt.
Well, the thing is, so I text you because they were manhandling Vanderbilt for a while.
Yeah,
and I was like, it's nice to have a game where they put somebody away, and then as I was getting a haircut, I watched they slowly, just like let them get back in the game. They took their foot off the gas a little bit.
So you almost did the Paul Jinx.
I did almost do the Paul Jinx. They did hold on to win though.
They did hold on for dear. They held on like grim death, which is not far off. It's not far off, by the way. All right, so there was another. What was the other college game I wanted to? I mean, I didn't really watch a lot. I mean, I guess we can mention, obviously LSU fired Brian Kelly, which.
Well, we talked about that last week on the show.
Did we talk about it? Who got fired this? Somebody got fired this week. Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze in Auburn. That's right.
The Auburn coach. Yeah. So this coaching carousel is going to be it's going to be fun to see what happens. I've heard rumors. I've seen rumors on X that Lane Kiffin has been offered the LSU job, and so has Nick Saban. And part of the Nick Saban deal was like, well, it was like a 3-year deal, and he gets to be AD when he's done coaching. Like, so I don't know how true any of that is, but
I feel like he doesn't want to deal with the NIL stuff right now.
Yeah, and I can't really blame him. I mean, this new version of college football, now that the NIL is a thing, it's kind of I mean, you got to be a.
So I don't think it's just the NIL. I think it's the combination of the NIL and the transfer portal. And so basically, you're having to recruit your own team every single year too. Like, because guys are just going to go like, well, how much will this team give me? How much will this team give me? And there's no way to get a kid to commit for like multiple years if you think that someone's just going to throw another bag at him the next year. So,
or more, just simply more playing time too. Like, it's not like in the old days, because the transfer restrictions were so tight. Like if you transferred, you had to sit out, you had to do all this other stuff. Well, now you can just come and go.
I mean, look at Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs was like crying because he wasn't getting he couldn't play wide receiver, and so like they basically told him they made him into a defensive back because like there were too many people in front of him, like because that Alabama team was just stacked with wide receivers, and so like he said he called Stephon crying. He's like, they're trying to make me a defensive back, but like if that had happened today, he would have just gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'll go to Auburn, or I'll go to Florida, or I'll go where. And that's the other thing. Like I was watching one of the college basketball shows the other day, and they were talking about a point guard who plays for Florida that came from Auburn. Like you would never see that back in the day. Like back in the day, you wouldn't have these these interconference transfers like that. Or
Transfers,
at least
right.
it didn't seem like that. Maybe I'm just a fuddy-duddy. But
All right, you ready to get to
all
picking
right,
games?
let's get to some picks here. So the college game day game of the week, BYU 8-0 travels to Lubbock, take on the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. The Red Raiders are laying 10.5. I am going to take the 10.5 with the Cougars.
I'll take BYU plus 10.5.
Very good. All right. The number 2 ranked team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers, traveled to Happy Valley. They're not so Happy Valley these days. But, take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Road favorites here. Indiana laying 13.5. I'm going to lay the points.
Until they prove otherwise, what's the point? Why would you bet against them?
Right. I mean, right. SEC matchup here. Georgia, number 5 team in the country, 7-1, traveled to Mississippi State, the alma mater of one Dakota Prescott. Georgia laying 7.5. I think I'm gonna lay the points with the Bulldogs.
I'm gonna take the points here.
Okay.
I need more cowbell.
All right. You do. We all do. Big Ten matchup here. Ohio State, number 1 ranked team in the country, travels to West Lafayette, Indiana, take on the Purdue Boilermakers. The Buckeyes are laying 28.5. I'm going to lay the 28.5.
I'll lay the points. Speaking of alma mater of one Drew Brees.
Future Hall of Famer Drew Brees, yeah. All right. Next, the Syracuse Orange travel to Miami, take on the Hurricanes. Miami coming off. They lost last week, right? They lost to. Yeah. That's what I thought. So this game's in Miami. Miami's down to 18th in the country. Miami is laying 27.5 points. I'm going to take the points with the Orange.
I am too. Aren't you glad I didn't take the Hurricanes?
Right. Carson Beck.
I've lost faith.
Came back to earth.
I've lost faith.
Came back to earth. There was a gif of like these two guys fighting over a tire, and and the caption was Carson Beck and Diego Pavia fighting over who's going to be the manager of the AutoZone in next year or whatever.
I remember seeing that. I did see that one. Maybe I don't know if you sent it to me or not, but I did see it.
I may have. Yeah. Speaking of Diego Pavia, the Vanderbilt Commodores hosting the Auburn Tigers. In the twilight zone that is college football, Vanderbilt is laying 7.5 points against Auburn. Auburn obviously will be with a new coach. I don't recall who they appointed as the interim coach after firing Hugh Freeze. I'll lay the 7.5 with Vanderbilt.
I'm gonna take the points just on the fired coach effect. Yeah, didn't work out for Penn State, but
yeah, you never know. A battle of W schools here. Washington, the Huskies, traveling to Wisconsin. Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, Huskies, you going to go watch the Badgers?
Don't you know? The Huskies are laying 11.5. I'm going to lay the points. I haven't checked in with the Badgers after they got shut up by Iowa and was it Oregon the next week? No,
right.
It was
Ohio
State.
They did cover against Oregon, though.
That's true. Because they got shut out by Iowa, they got shut out by Ohio State, and then they played Oregon and actually covered. So, all right. I know this is a conference matchup, but I don't remember what conference. The Cal Bears travel to Louisville, take on the Cardinals. Cardinals are 7-1.
I think it's ACC. I think Louisville
is this ACC?
Is this? I think so.
All right. So the alma maters of Aaron Rodgers and Teddy Bridgewater going at it.
And Lamar Jackson.
And Lamar, of course, Lamar Jackson. How could I forget? How silly am I? Louisville laying 18.5. I think I'm going to lay the 18.5 with the Cardinals.
I will lay the points.
All right, big SEC matchup here. Well, not as big as it was maybe a couple months ago, but LSU travels to Tuscaloosa, take on the Crimson Tide. Tide laying 10.5. I'm laying the points.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Shout out to our guy Donnie, who's a Alabama fan. Last but certainly not least, the Navy midshipmen are traveling to South Bend, take on the Fighting Irish. I've learned my lesson laying points with Notre Dame. It doesn't tend to work out, so I guess I'll take the points with the Navy. Navy's 7-1, by the way, on the season.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson of taking points with the military academies against Notre Dame, as I took Army last year in one of those matchups, and that did not work out well. So I will take Notre Dame and lay the points.
All right. Well, one of us is going to learn a hard lesson again, I guess. But
Yep.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. All right. Are there any other college matchups coming up this week? I'll just take a quick glance at the schedule here if I can. Like I said, game day will be at Lubbock for that Texas Tech BYU game. Should be an entertaining one. There's a couple of matchups that we didn't pick. A&M's going to Missouri.
Memphis Tulane.
Ah, Memphis Tulane. There we go. When is that? Is that
Friday night, actually, at 8:00.
Okay. And then Oregon traveling to Iowa. So I think that's Oregon's first trip to Iowa City ever. Maybe because this is the first time they've met as conference opponents. I would think, but maybe I'm wrong. If I am, write into us. blessedboys@gmail.com. All right, buddy. You want to get to the professionals here?
All right, let's do it.
Or in the case of my team, the not quite professionals.
The unprofessionals.
Let's see here. All right. Let me see. All right, let's go over our recap. Let's recap our picks real quick before we get into the week 9.
I actually can't believe that I was 500 because I feel like I was looking at games and I was like,
I rallied late in the week, so 7-7 for week 9. This is my preseason picks. 7-7 for week 9, 79-56 for the season. Do you have your preseason picks?
No, I haven't had a chance to update it today.
That's fine. Okay, against the spread, we were both 7-7 for the week against the spread. I was 59. I'm 59-76. You are 61-74. Shout out to our buddy Andy. We were actually the high point getters this week. Andy was 6-8. Donnie was 5-9. But Andy's still leading the group, 66-69 for the year.
Nobody's over 500 in the group.
No, nobody's over 500, unfortunately. On the confidence picks, I was 8-6 for the week, 61 points, 79-55 for the year, 677 points. You were 9-5 with 69 points, nice for the week. 82-52, 743. So you're gaining on Brock Purdy / Matt Eberflus. But our mystery opponent.
I think I lost ground this week because he had 76.
Oh,
points.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So never mind. Andy is in third place there. He's got 738. I am way behind, 677. I need to.
You'll cross the 700 point threshold someday.
Well, you would hope, yeah. All right, so let's get into the week here. I think I missed this last week, so I apologize, but we did have 4 teams on a bye. The Browns, their bye was brought to you by Joe Thomas. Is Joe Thomas in the Hall of Fame? Or was he?
I don't know.
I think I was thinking about this. I think Joe Thomas is the most acclaimed player for the Browns since they've come back to the league. So since like 99 or whatever that year was when they were reestablished as a team. From that point forward, I think Joe Thomas is their most acclaimed player.
He is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, I thought so. The Jets bye week was brought to you by Greg McElroy. I know how much you are not a fan of the Eagles, so I did pick a UT alum, Emmanuel Acho, to present their bye week.
Who I also can't stand.
Oh well. All right.
Well, it works out. It works out.
So there you go. There you go.
So.
And finally, the Buccaneers bye week brought to you by Stanley. Don't call me William Shakespeare. So let's get to the games here. We'll go through these kind of rapid fire. Thursday night, Quadri Ismail presents Ravens 28, Dolphins 6. We both laid the points with the Ravens, so we both hit that one. Lamar's back. That's good for the Ravens.
The best part of this was I had Mark Andrews in my starting lineup this week, and he got 2.
There you go.
He got two passes, and both of them were touchdowns. So
there you go. Yeah, I think I wasn't playing Mark Andrews this week. I think I played him the last big game he had. I played him, but the person I was playing benched him, had him on the bench. So
yeah, I turned this game off pretty early because it was pretty clear that Miami did not have much of a chance.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about is Lamar going to be rusty? What's this going to look like? And yeah, he's fine.
This is a good tune-up game.
Absolutely, yeah, because we talked about this last week. Or the path to the playoffs for the Ravens is not insurmountable, I would say. So see how that goes. The Dolphins, they fired their GM, so it looks like McDaniel is going to make it through the season at least. But once we get to the off season,
well, that was one thing. It was like coming out of that game. It was like this has got to be it for McDaniel, and then it's like, well, we'll just fire the GM first.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. Early Sunday games here. Dane Sazenbacher presents the wildest game of the week. Bears 47, Bengals 42. I took the points with the Bengals, so I missed. You laid the points with the Bears, you hit. So here's a little behind the scenes here. Well, 2 kind of behind the scenes. One, so as the games are ending, I go to my spreadsheet and I update who won. And so, like for a lot of these games, if it's pretty much decided, like Rams Saints, for example, like I could pencil in Rams as the winner. I just got to wait for the score.
Right.
So for this game, with about 3 minutes or whatever it was left, I was like, okay, the Bears got this wrapped up. So I go Bears, and I'm just waiting for the score. And then all of a sudden, the Bengals score a touchdown, get the onside kick, score again, and now it's the Bengals on top. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Well, then Caleb Williams finds Colston Loveland, who I actually traded for in fantasy this week, but did not start because Brock Bowers was back.
So now
worked out. Worked out because
Paul, if you got 2 tight ends, you got no tight ends. You got 2 tight ends, you got 0.
I have 3. I have 3 actually. So here's what happened. So I had Bowers, who was coming back off of injury, and my 2 backups were Dallas Goedert, who was on a bye, and Harold Fannin, who was also on a bye. So I look around because I wasn't going to just cut Harold Fannin. I was like, I think I could probably get something for him.
Uh-huh.
So I look around and I packaged Harold Fannin and our guy Bill Merritt from the Commanders
Who is garbage, by the way.
for Loveland and Rashad White, who's Tampa Bay's running back right now while Bucky Irving's out. And my thought process was, well, Rashad White and Bill Merritt are basically the same player. Like they're running back by committee. Rashad White was actually ranked higher in ESPN's fantasy than Merritt was by like 10 spots. So
I've given up any hope of Bill McCroskey Merritt giving me anything in fantasy at this point.
But then Loveland, just out of nowhere, has like 30 because Kmet gets hurt early in the game. So then Loveland comes out of nowhere and has this crazy game. And I was nervous because I was like, I didn't know if Bowers was going to play. I mean, I knew he was going to play, but I didn't know how well he was going to play coming back from injury. So
it helps that the Bears were also playing the Bengals, who apparently don't know how to tackle. We'll say Joe Flacco did turn back the clock this week. So
yeah,
400. Didn't he set a career high for passing yards?
That sounds right. I did have T. Higgins starting in my league. That helped.
Yeah,
for sure. And the Bengals defense so bad, the Cowboys traded for one of their linebackers.
Well, anytime that you can add a guy who wasn't playing on a defense that might actually be worse than yours, you just got to do it. I will say though, like giving up a 7th round pick is a big like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's if he can't possibly be any worse than what we've got at the linebacker position right now because those guys are basically unplayable. If this guy is just like playable, then it's fine.
When I first saw the trade, I was like, oh, he's pretty good. Or I remember the name. And then I started reading like, well, he was benched for Demetrius Knight and whoever the other linebacker was that they mentioned. And I'm like, okay, that's not good. That's not ideal. But yeah, the Bears don't look now, but the Bears are 5-3. Same record as the Lions. We'll talk about them in a second. So I have a kind of a lukewarm take here. So you remember last year how the Bears fell apart after that Hail Mary game against the Commanders? I'm wondering if this game is going to be the inverse effect of like they have this crazy comeback against the Bengals and it's going to help propel them forward as opposed to fall apart like they did last year. Does look like their running back. They do have something with this Monungai. Yeah. So, I mean, DeAndre Swift, I think will be back at some point this year, but I'm not sure. But Caleb's still not great. But
I would say the fact that they had to use a bunch of trick plays against the Bengals defense is probably that.
Yeah.
Can't you just line up and beat this defense in an order?
And by the way, while we're talking about fantasy, I agree with Roma Dunze's father. Can we just trade him to a team where somebody will throw him the ball? That would be.
Yeah, what happened? He was like a top 5 wide receiver, and then I guess they just decided,
like. But what's crazy for me from a fantasy perspective, I had him starting, got a big old goose egg, and I still won my game by like 60 points because I had Bowers, T. Higgins, Rico.
I could have used Roma Dunze in the game that I had him in because I ended up losing that game. So I won the other 2 where I didn't have Roma Dunze, but I lost the one with him in there.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Teddy Bridgewater, mentioned him a minute ago. He presents Vikings 27, Lions 24. We both had the Lions here, so that's not good for us. What the hell happened here? Like, I had it on, and I kept looking over. I'm like, wait a minute, the Vikings are hanging in this.
It seemed like McCarthy actually played pretty well. Like made a few throws,
made
a few plays with his legs.
I mean, I looked at the stats after the game, and the Vikings were had the exact same, almost the exact same number of yardage or 50-50 split between passing and rushing. McCarthy I don't think he had a turnover. I don't think he had any turnovers.
Well, it couldn't have been any worse than what they were trotting now with Carson Wentz and half an arm the last few weeks. So, like, I mean,
yeah, that was. Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope for McCarthy's sake, this is a sign of things to come. Like he's gonna build from this. I mean, I guess they're technically not the Vikings. They're not technically out of the hunt just yet, but they gotta string a couple wins together here to help them out. From a Lions perspective, I was just pulling up their stats. Doesn't look like the Lions turned the ball over either. So, like, I'm looking here. Oh, okay. So McCarthy did have one interception, looks like. But 2 touchdowns, 143 yards passing. They had 143 passing, 142 rushing. So, meanwhile, Goff had
they were even
284.
Steven.
They were even, Steven. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like look at the team stats here. Yeah, I mean, the Lions outgained them by like 50 yards total.
We'll just chalk that up. We'll just chalk that up
Lions
to NFL
had
weirdness.
Well, the Lions had 10 penalties, and they were 1 for 3 in the red zone. The Lions were. So, I mean, that'll do it too. While the Vikings were 3 out of 5 in the red zone. So there you go. I mean, that'll
got to score touchdowns.
Absolutely. Moving on here, Eugene Robinson. Shout out to our guy Donnie who reminded me. Because last week I was trying to remember Eugene Robinson's claim to fame. So when he was a player for the Falcons, when they were in the Super Bowl against the Broncos, he was arrested the night before the Super Bowl for hiring a prostitute. And I think earlier that day he had received like the NFL Man of the Year award or something like some kind of it was one of those things. So
who among us?
I mean, this game, let's talk about an NFL crazy game. Panthers 16, Packers 13. I took the points with the Panthers. Good for me. You laid the points with the Packers. Just another example of the Packers playing down to their competition. I mean, it's just
the Packers looked like they were paying tribute to Eugene Robinson. They looked like they had spent the night soliciting a prostitute.
I mean, Bryce Young barely made 100 yards passing, and they win this game. Rico Dowdle again. Thank God for Rico for my fantasy team because
You want to know how many pressures Micah Parsons had in this game? Big fat 0.
Same number you and me did.
Yeah, that's a
Same
shame.
number you and I did.
You just hate to see it, Paul. Really, just hate to see it.
I mean,
I will say there's one thing that I do hate to see was the Packers uniforms. Get the.
Ooh, yeah.
I get it. You got an old timey franchise. You used to play in the 20s. Go away. This is garbage. Get those uniforms off of my screen.
Was it them against the Steelers last week? That was like, oh god.
Also a crime against humanity. The Packers are just like committing atrocities on an unforeseen level, at a level never seen before. We're just letting it happen.
And I said this with the Bears, but with the Panthers, don't look now. They're 5-4. They've got the Saints coming up this week. They got the Falcons after that. Like, stranger things have happened. I mean, this
does make the Cowboys' loss at Carolina look a little better.
There you go.
So there's that.
You go. I mean, the Panthers are still one of the craziest teams in the NFL. I mean, like the fact that they just lose 2 in a row, shut out Atlanta, lose. I mean, like It's just an odd situation. But let's move on. Let's move on to another close game. Came down to the wire here. The late great Demaryius Thomas presents Broncos 18, Texans 15, which leads me to our dispatch of the week from our guy Donnie. Let's see what we got here. Well, the Broncos pulled another one out of their butt. As we all know here, the key to winning games is to not lose games. This was an example of winning the game. Having suffered the last decade of Broncos football, I could see where this game was headed for the Texans. Many a Broncos game since Peyton Manning left, they have kicked field goals when they should have gotten a touchdown. I knew once the Texans kept kicking field goals, the Broncos would dumb themselves into a couple of TDs and win the game. Bo was his typical inconsistent self. He kept trying to hit his former Duck teammate Franklin for a deep ball, and it was never open. But late in the game, he made throws, was able to pull it out. Broncos get Raiders on a short week, then KC at home. I hope Surtain is back for the KC game. And then he's got a couple other thoughts. The juiced-up kicking ball has got to go. It's insane to me that a team can get to the 50-yard line and be in scoring position.
I like the juiced ball.
Well, yeah, because you got Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, there's going to be an important.
He did miss this. He did miss the 68-yarder this week, though. So he's not perfect.
There's going to be an important game that is going to be decided by this crap. Imagine the Super Bowl. One team drives down, scores a touchdown to go up 2 with 30 seconds left. Other team gets the ball starting at the 30, get a pass interference call to put the ball at the 49, kick a field goal 68 yards to win the game. Dumb. Is this what we want football to be? Any thoughts on that?
No, I think we should let Brandon Aubrey be honest.
Fair enough.
No, I will say about this game that it was. I mean, even aside from the Davis Mills situation, which we should point out that the Texans did have their backup quarterback in. This game was like borderline. Like this game was like send footage of it to Guantanamo Bay for the.
Jesus,
that's about the level of watchability of this game. The Texans trying to like pick up short yardage. It's reached comical proportions because they like can't get a yard when they need it, and it's like it's so bad. They like I think they got to the goal line and then they had like go first and goal at the 1. They ran straight into the line twice and then false started. And so like that was their like goal line possession. So like when Donnie talks about the Texans couldn't get into the end zone, it was incredibly inept. I mean, give the Broncos some credit there, but also the Texans have been doing this like all season. So like it's not just against the Broncos.
He did have one other bullet point, but it's about the Chiefs, so I'll save it for when we get to Chiefs Bills here in a minute.
Who are the chefs?
Moving on here. Bill Bell presents Patriots 24, Falcons 23. We both laid 5.5 for the Patriots, so that's no good. I missed the end of this game. Like I saw it was 24-23. Because I was trying to get the Saints game up because it was about to start. And then the next thing I look over and the game's over. And it's like, oh, I guess Atlanta just didn't have a chance to.
Well, weren't they supposed to be able to like kick? Did they miss an extra point? Is that what happened here? Like, is that the situation? Because I'm like you, I kind of like it ended rather abruptly.
Yeah, it was just That's what I mean. Let's see here. Play by play. Okay, so Falcons score a touchdown with. Give me 1 second here. Falcons score a touchdown with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Yep, that's what it was. John Parker Romo, extra point, no good. And that was 24-23. The The Patriots proceed to go 3 and out. Falcons get the ball back, but then they ended up they got to 4th and 20 from their own 42, so they chose to punt with
Gotcha.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, it seemed like
and then the Patriots just ran the clock out.
The Patriots had this game in hand for a while, and then it kind of just like
it was
disappeared. That lead disappeared really quickly.
Yeah, it was weird. We should say your first place, New England Patriots. Oh, we got to play our drop.
Where are we? Where is it?
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Because this was the matchup of Drake versus Drake. This was not just Drake May. There was also Drake London, who had 2 touchdowns in this game and pretty solid performance. But then just one Drake out Drake the other, and his team got the win.
Michael Penix, 22 of 37 for 221 yards with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Drake London, 9 catches, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
Yep. Your guy Bijan, however he pronounces it, only 46 yards on the ground.
I still won though in fantasy, even with that performance.
I will say the Drake May was sacked 6 times in this game.
That's that Atlanta defensive line that they invested in paying off again.
And he did. Drake May, that is, had a interception. So, yeah, listen, Patriots are in first place. We'll see how long they can hold on to it. They do have a relatively easy schedule coming up.
That's one way to put it.
I mean, yeah, I think their hardest game outside of Buffalo is they have to play Baltimore late in the year. And then maybe one other game that's like, quote unquote, tough. But yeah, so
a lot of cupcakes on that schedule.
Yeah, they're going to be in a good position to. Well, I mean, they got to play the Jets. They still have to play the Jets twice, and the Jets just traded away their 2 best defensive players. So, all right, moving on here. Dick Horn presents 49ers 34, Giants 24. This was my upset pick of the week, so obviously that did not hit. But you laid the points with the 49ers, so good for you. Didn't catch a lot of this game either. So we were just talking about the Patriots have an easy schedule. I think Shanahan's not going to be coach of the year because people are going to look at the 49ers schedule and go, well, yeah, they beat the Giants, the Browns, like they had a last place schedule, even though Mac Jones started majority of the games. McCaffrey's still playing. I mean, their defense has been riddled with injuries. Their first round pick just
I think ACL, I think this is less about anything to do with Shanahan and the Niners. I think the coach of the rear. That's for the tush push.
Whoa.
I think it's really just more about Steichen and what I think regardless.
Well, that too.
Of
But I think if you look at these circumstances, like starting quarterback goes down, you got a backup journeyman, not really a journeyman, kind of a retread project at quarterback. You're having to start and you're winning games. A lot of times people are like, well, that guy needs to be coach of the year, but your point notwithstanding about the job Steichen's doing. I just think people are going to look at the 49ers schedule and be like, well, yeah, but I mean, they played. Now, if they beat the Rams,
they played a bunch of cupcakes.
Now, if they beat the Rams this week, like that's that's different
Right.
depending on if Purdy's out there or not.
Yeah, this is a game. I don't know if I saw like hardly any of this game.
Yeah, I mean the Giants did come right down the field on their first drive and score, and I felt pretty good. I was like, all right, maybe I got one this weekend. 49ers took control after that.
I think losing Scatabo, and I mean they've been without Neighbors for a while, but it just seems like the Giants are eventually just going to run out of magic at some point, or we're going to run out of magic, and this felt like the opportunity for it.
Yeah, I still would be surprised if Dayball's let go. Because I just think I think you kind of have to give him a chance here. But.
He's done just enough to not lose the job.
Right. All right, let's move to. Actually, I'm going to skip. We'll do Steelers Colts last. Let's slip down to Dickey Post presents Chargers 27, Titans 20. Chargers kind of let the Titans hang around in this game. Like, I can't. Every time I looked up, it's like Titans were either winning or like within a score. I was like, what's going on?
This felt like there was going to be some charging in it, and they managed to avoid it, but it got a little dicey.
They managed to avoid it, but they got the news today that Joe Alt's going to be out for the rest of the season. So at the buzzer of the trade deadline, they made a trade with the Saints. Saints sent them Trevor Penning, former first-round pick from 2022. Who
didn't you say he
quite
sucks?
Frankly, yeah, he does. But so from a Saints perspective, the fact that the Saints got any kind of draft capital in return for Penning is astonishing to me.
I saw that
now
trade.
It's not.
I saw that trade. And I was like, why'd they do that? I thought Paul said Trevor Penning sucks. that was my reaction.
It could be a situation where change of scenery is good for him, and I hope for his sake, I hope that does work out. But yeah, the Saints got a 6th round pick in 2027, I think, for Penning. So, but again, the fact that they got, and what's funny is all week for a while, the rumor had been the offensive lineman the Saints were going to trade was Cesar Ruiz, and Seattle, ironically, was like the prime candidate to trade for him, and then it ends up being Shaheed goes to Seattle. But yeah, for the Chargers, I feel like the bottom's going to fall out at some point with all these injuries. Like I said, hopefully Penning can do something for them to at least kind of keep them afloat. Till next season when Slater and Alter back.
And then the Chargers will have somebody else inexplicably injured because that's just what happens to them.
Right. But yeah, and then Tennessee, I mean, not much to say about them.
They stink. They stink out loud. Stink.
Yeah, and I'm a Saints fan saying that. Speaking of which, well, actually no, let's so the best game, well, on paper the best game in this early window, Mewelde Moore presents Steelers 27, Colts 20. This game wasn't this close. Like it was not as close as the 7-point score would indicate. Steelers really felt like they owned this game.
That's the thing is they dominated the line of scrimmage and they were able to muck up a lot of the stuff that the Colts were wanting to do on offense. But like the Steelers offense, with the number of times they forced turnovers, they should have won this game like going away. But the fact that it was just a 1-possession game really just, I think, would highlight how kind of incompetent the Steelers offense was in this.
It's a fair point. Yeah.
Every time I looked up, I kept looking up because I was watching this one in tandem with the Texans game, and I would look up and I was like, okay, the Colts got the ball back, and then I would turn around and it's like, why did the Steelers have the ball again? What happened? Is it just like every time?
Yeah.
It's just like seeing it's just like
but if you are a Colts detractor, this was the game you were waiting for.
Right.
Like, this was by far Daniel Jones's worst game of the year. it's like up that's the Colts we were expecting kind of thing. I wouldn't panic if I was a Colts fan.
No,
They do have.
you're gonna have games like this throughout the year.
Yeah, I
Like, they were
mean,
kind of
so
due for one.
they did make the trade for Sauce Gardner today, which was a big surprise. Giving up 2 firsts and your boy AD Mitchell. So
That the price is a little steep for me.
it is because I'm thinking like for this year maybe not, but like they also gave up 2027's first round pick. There's no guarantee 2026 is going to be great for the call. Like, so yeah,
I will
it
say
did seem a little steep, but I don't know.
on the Athletic Football Show podcast, they did point out that like the fact that you're trading 2 first round picks basically like kind of guaranteed is like basically saying like, okay, we have our quarterback, so like we don't need to use this draft capital on a quarterback. So like it kind of just confirms that they're happy with what they're getting out of Danny Dimes, and he'll probably get the Sam Darnold contract / Baker Mayfield contract this offseason.
Absolutely. And then I mean, obviously, well, I guess Steichen's the play caller there, so it wouldn't matter who the OC is. But yeah, I was gonna say you hope that the OC sticks around for that continuity with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, right. But yeah, like you said, it's not when your offensive coordinator or your head coach is your play caller, it's not as big, not as scary.
For the Steelers, this is a big win for them because, like we talked about with Baltimore, with Lamar coming back, they're on a collision course. The Steelers and Ravens have not played each other yet. They'll play the first week of December, and then they'll play again a couple weeks after that. So Steelers have got to kind of stack wins where they can at this point, leading up to that Ravens showdown. But yeah, I mean, the offense is definitely troublesome, I would say.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look quite like it did against the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, again, Steelers' schedule gets a little tougher, I think, here in a little bit. Should mention, talking about the Colts real quick, Sauce Gardner is about to play his second international game for his second team in a second country this season.
His passport's racking up the stamps now.
Absolutely, yeah. He's. I think they were talking about this on the Rich Eisen show today. I think that's a first time a player has played multiple international games in different countries for different teams in the same season. That feels like a first, but
right.
Who knows? Okay, I guess we have to move on and talk about this late game. Go ahead.
So I didn't have any access to any of the games other than the Bills Chiefs, so I didn't get to see any of Tyler Shuck. So I'm anxious to hear your thoughts.
Gather around, children.
Let me tell you a tale.
Eddie Kennison presents Rams 34, Saints 10.
Eddie Kennison deserved better than this.
Yeah, he did. Shout out to Eddie Kennison, wherever you are. Here's the problem with evaluating this game for Shuck. Give me a sec while I pull up these stats. The Rams had the ball. The time of possession for the Rams was 43 minutes and 53 seconds. I didn't stutter. I didn't misspeak. This was the Saints drive summary. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. They get a field goal. They go 8 plays, 44 yards on their fourth drive. 3 and out. The 2-minute drill right before halftime was by far their best drive of the entire game. Shuck actually was able to kind of move around, found Olave, found Shaheed, got a couple, and then got his first touchdown pass to Jawan Johnson, who they were actually college teammates at Oregon, believe it or not, back in the day.
A long time ago.
So here's the thing. So with all those 3 and outs, with all that I just described, at halftime the score is 20-10. So it's not like they're hanging around, so to speak. The first drive of the second half for the Rams, 16 plays, 80 yards, 9 minutes and 46 seconds. And they scored a touchdown, obviously. Saints followed up with 3 and out with a fumble on the third. Next drive for the Rams, 10 plays, 52 yards, 6 minutes, touchdown. And then from there, it just becomes like, there's the last drive of the game for the Saints. They go for it on fourth down. Shuck's just running around trying to make something happen, and he throws an interception. So it was, again, it's kind of hard to evaluate Shuck when he only had the ball, when the team only had the ball for like a quarter of the game, like literally a quarter. He, some good, some bad, about what I expected, honestly.
Did you think he looked any sort of improvement over Spencer Rattler, or was it not even close?
I'm not going to say it wasn't close. There's definitely things. He showed a couple things that I don't know if I would say Spencer Rattler can't do, but they definitely showed some things that was like, oh, I let me see more of that. Like that 2-minute drill. Like if that 2-minute drill was like, oh, okay, he's the thing that struck me about it is the moment did not feel too big for Tyler Shuck. Like it didn't feel like he was overwhelmed by the moment. Which again, listen, he's 27 years old at this point. Like he's
he better have a grasp. He better be ready.
I mean, you would hope, yeah. But I'm gonna I want to see. Let's see what he can do against a Carolina defense that is less good than the Rams defense. Obviously, it kind of sucks because like he doesn't like Shaheed's not there anymore now. Olave's still there, obviously. So
we'll still got Jawan Johnson.
Don't remind me. One other thing about trading Shaheed that I didn't think about, I saw this. I apologize. I don't remember who tweeted this out. You got to remember the Saints traded for Jalen Polk from the Patriots. I mean, he's on IR, so he won't be back till next year. But like going into next season, you have Jalen Polk. You also have Trey Palmer, who they got from the Bucks, who I think is also out. Or he's on the practice squad.
What about that dude y'all traded a 4th rounder for?
Oh, Valet?
Yeah.
So the guy we don't play. The guy we don't play, which we traded for him and we don't play him at all. And he's actually not a bad receiver. Like he in the red zone especially, he gives some size, and they just don't, for whatever reason, they just don't utilize him. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. The Rams, I will say, I realize this comes with a grain of salt because it was against the Saints. Rams look like maybe the best team in the NFC. Like they just when they're on and when Puka's healthy. That's the other thing I didn't realize was that Puka was coming back for this game. I didn't until like Friday. I was like, oh yeah, Puka's back. I'm like, well, excuse me. So. But with Puka, with Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, Stafford throwing it like he.
Who do you think's better though, Seattle or LA?
It's tough. It's. I think that's going to be a game I really am looking forward to seeing those two teams play. For sure,
that should be a fun one.
I think one of those two teams is the NFC West winner. No disrespect to San Francisco, but I think it's Rams or Seahawks are fighting for that division. All right, let's move on here. Another game came down to the wire. Andre Bad Moon Rising presents Jaguars 30, Raiders 29. This is a weird one. So you didn't see any of this one, right?
No, but the only thing I saw was Brock Bowers lighting it up for my fantasy team over here. So that was
Yeah.
it's about time.
Hallelujah.
It's about time.
Hallelujah. So believe it or not, this game was 6-3 at halftime. Raiders. Cam Little. This goes to Donnie's point about the field goals. Cam Little kicks a 68-yarder at the buzzer at halftime to get the Jaguars on the board. Lawrence, 23 of 34, no touchdowns, one interception. Geno Smith threw 4 touchdown passes in this game.
3 of them to one guy.
3 of them to Mr. Bowers, yeah. They still haven't quite figured out the Genty piece. I didn't feel like they landed on that.
Well, their offensive line is also very, very, very bad. So like it's hard to figure out your running back situation when you can't block for the guy. So I think that's part of it.
And then the rare trade between two teams that just played each other, because Jacoby Myers is now a Jacksonville Jaguar after today. Or maybe it was yesterday the trade came
out.
No,
that happened. I think that happened today.
It was early this morning, yeah. So Trevor Lawrence gets – listen, the excuses for Trevor Lawrence kind of gone now. Like we've got to if he can't get I know Travis Hunter's out. He's on IR now for 4 games. But like Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers – who's the other receiver they have? I mean, he's got Travis Etienne in the backfield. Like,
So after this trade, I was looking for this tweet because I mentioned it on the Athletic Football Show, and it's Bill Barnwell put this together. Jaguars over the last 2 years at wide receiver. First round pick on Brian Thomas. 2 first round picks on Travis Hunter. 3 years,
technically, yeah.
3 years, $39 million for Gabe Davis.
Ooh.
1 year, $10 million for Diami Brown.
Ooh.
6th round pick for Tim Patrick. 4th and 6th for Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, not great. Well, so maybe the excuses are there for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, they keep getting wide receivers, and none of them look competent.
Yeah. So, but it is good to have Brock Bowers back, especially for fantasy.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to Remy Prudhomme presents Bills 28, Chiefs 21. Let me go back to Donnie's email. Let me just give you his quick thoughts on the Chiefs here.
On the chefs. Great Googling.
Excuse me. After hearing how the Chiefs are the, quote, best team in football, unquote, all morning from the talking heads, they went out and let Josh Allen complete 85% of his passes, and Cook ran all over them. Mahomes was under pressure all day. Their offense was this first down crap, second down crap, third and long convert. They now sit at 5-4, currently 8th in the AFC. Schedule coming up is at Denver, home for Indy, and at Dallas. Cowboys game could be tricky. Cowboys are a different team at home. You might have some thoughts on that.
This must have been before Monday night's game.
Yes, I think he did send this in before Monday night's game. He didn't say different good. He just said different.
Well, they had been averaging like 40 points a game at home, so he wasn't wrong before this performance.
Yeah, so it is weird the Chiefs kind of being on the outside of the playoff picture right now. I still think they make the playoffs. This is just one of those games. And look, for the Bills, beating the Chiefs in the regular season don't matter. You got to
I
beat
know
them.
it happens every year. I thought this.
Like
I
you got
thought that
to,
maybe like the Bills would like try to pull something back, and maybe like this would be like the time that they let the Chiefs get them, and they would hold something back for in the playoffs. But like you know the the point about I think the most surprising part of this game was how well Buffalo's defense played because we talked about
yeah,
they've been pretty suspect for and I
yeah,
think they got some guys back that helped. Um, and but it just felt like Buffalo's defense kind of like stepped up when they needed it, and so that's I
yep.
think that's what really surprised me is because they were
And
harassing Mahomes pretty frequently in this game.
yeah, and kind of surprised neither of these teams made a move today, especially Buffalo. Thought maybe they would be in on wide receiver or something. Chiefs, too, for that matter.
I thought they might have gone for some. I thought Buffalo might have gone for some defensive help too.
Well, that too, yeah. Well, because they just lose another guy. I mean, Ed Oliver's probably out for the season with his bicep,
Right.
but somebody else I thought got hurt for them. Or no, you know what? I'm thinking of Chicago. Chicago lost the defensive end uh, for the season, and they just traded for a Cleveland Brown. So I'll tell you how things are going.
Mm.
Anything else on Chiefs Bills?
No, I think we can move on to the Sunday night game, which I was thankfully able to turn off nice and early because it was
Yeah,
it was a rout pretty quickly.
this game stinks. Yeah, and I watched a little bit because I do have JSN on my fantasy team, and I really didn't need him this week, honestly. Like going like after Bowers and Rico Dowdle, I was sitting pretty good. And T Higgins, um, so it was it was nice to kind of sit back. I do have the Seahawks defense, so that first fumble recovery was good for me. Um, and then I have JSN who seems like he was being used a lot. There was one play they showed, I forget who Darnold threw it to, but when they showed JSN's side of the play, he basically just runs past somebody, puts a hand up, and like he's wide open. And
Well, he had
Darnold looked the other way.
he had another play like that where he basically I think there were two outside receivers and then like JSN's on the right side, um, whoever it was on the left side, like
Torrey
both of
Horton.
them, yeah, Torrey
Yeah.
Horton, like they both cooked their like JSN like basically just cooks the defensive back on him, and like, but Darnold is basically looking to the left the whole way, and is like, if he and I think Darnold ended up making the more difficult pass on that play. If he like looks to the right, JSN is like got nobody near him, but it was a touchdown anyway, so like it didn't end up mattering.
Yeah.
And then we should talk about outside of so Seattle looked dominant in this game, and then
Yep.
for Washington, we talked about how their season's starting to slip away, but also especially now because like Daniels is probably going to miss some serious time with that elbow injury.
I
And
honestly would be surprised if he's back at all this season.
well, yeah, exactly. Like even if he gets to the point where he can play, like where are you going to be in the playoff picture? You don't really want to you don't really want to like risk putting his career like long-term health in jeopardy for a season that's going down the drain.
Did you see the side by side of his injury with RG3 injury from back in?
Yeah, against the same team with the same yard line,
Same
basically.
team, in the same, both in their second year. Like, yeah, it's. I mean, I feel bad for Daniels, but like it's. You and I had talked about it before the season. Like this team just felt like a prime candidate for regression. Obviously, injuries helps that, but
when you build your
Yeah,
team out
just-
of a bunch of like guys that are over 30 in this league, like you're gonna have injury problems, and that's basically what they
Yeah, it
did.
does. And also today I saw it looks like Marshawn Lattimore tore his ACL.
Yep.
So he's done for the season.
Not that he was that great when he was he was
Yeah.
Speaking of
Did
guys
the
getting cooked,
Commanders didn't make any trades today, I don't think, right?
I don't think so.
I saw somewhere that they may have been in on Olave, but obviously didn't come to fruition. All right, buddy. You want to talk about your boys?
All
Okay,
right,
well, fair enough.
moving on to next week.
Yeah, moving on to week. Yeah.
So this was, we talked about that
I'm
Lions
gonna grab
game.
real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some water, but so you go ahead.
Okay. So like we talked about the Lions getting into the red zone and then not converting. Like the first drive of the game, the Cowboys march down the field, get to the red zone, go for it on fourth down, come away with nothing. And then a lot of that was the fact that like they had an open guy on a slower developing play, but Tyler got blown past, and so Dak was sacked. So that blew up that drive, and then defense offers absolutely no resistance to anybody. Arizona goes down and scores, and so like and then they had issues with like they were driving and Jake Ferguson fumbles, or they have drops. Javonte Williams also had a fumble later in the game, but they're like just so many miscues. Like the offense has to be perfect, and then when it's not, it just like the defense can't stop anybody. So eventually, like the offense, if they make any mistakes, then they're behind the 8 ball. They're having to play from behind. You're letting the defense pin its ears back, and so like that's basically just been the story of the last couple of games. And so like it's just either the offense is perfect and you have a chance, or the offense like has opportunities in the red zones where they don't hit, and if they can't convert for points, then your defense is not going to offer any resistance anyway. So
what were your thoughts on Brissett?
He was fine. I mean, he was throwing to guys that were like wide open on crossing routes, and like Marvin Harrison Jr.'s like just running comeback routes, and Deron Bland can't seem to cover him. Like that, I don't know what Eberflus did to Deron Bland, but Bland looked terrible out there on Monday night. So, but we have shored up the defense now.
Well, I was going to say, so let's talk real quick about 2 trades today: Logan Wilson from the Bengals, and then Quinnen Williams from the Jets.
So,
how we feeling about those moves?
The Logan Wilson move is fine because it's a 7th round pick, and it's a guy like the linebackers that you have right now are basically unplayable. So like if he's anywhere close to league average, he's an upgrade over Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn and whatever else they're throwing out there at linebacker.
Right.
It's funny because like we went from having like one good defensive tackle to now we've got Oso Digizua, we've got Kenny Clark, we've got Solomon Thomas, we got just build the entire defensive line out of defensive tackles, I guess is the new philosophy. But it's nice that they kind of like finally I don't hate the draft capital that they gave up because it's not this upcoming draft first round pick. So you still have 2 this year. And
they gave up. The Jets are going to get the better of the Cowboys Packers pick.
Correct.
Okay.
So, but like I think what I don't mind about this is like the window with Dak Prescott is like it's not, you don't need to plan for a long time horizon. You kind of need to be a little bit more let's go in now. And so I think I'm fine with it. I think it's you added a really good player, and hopefully it's a step to addressing the fact of addressing how bad this defense has been. Like, that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll just say from the Cardinals' perspective, obviously they got the potential, if you want to call it a quarterback controversy, Brissett versus Murray.
Well, you must not have seen this then.
What was that?
Because they're now saying that the foot injury Murray has is
okay.
4 to 8 week timeline, and
I just saw Gannon say we're moving forward with Brissett. I didn't see the.
I think this is it for Murray in Arizona.
Yeah, a lot of chatter about him being traded in the offseason. Just not to New Orleans, please. Like, I don't need that. What were your thoughts on Walter Nolan for the Cardinals? The defensive tackle, the rookie. Maybe
I didn't get to. I saw he had one play where he knocked a pass down, I think, but like I didn't I wasn't watching specifically for him. So
yeah, his stat line looked pretty good, and people were raving about. I think this was his first start. Maybe he's been injured up till now.
Yeah,
but, yeah. So I know when on draft night when we were watching or when we were reviewing the draft, that pick stuck out as a good pick, and then they also picked Will Johnson, the corner out of Michigan that fell to the second round because of his knee injury.
That's right.
So, they still have a running back problem. I think the Cardinals do, obviously with your cousin missing time. I think they're going with Bam Knight as their primary back now.
Yeah.
So
DeMarcado got a little bit of run last night too. So there's that.
Oh, that's good. I thought he got cut, honestly, because I hadn't really heard much about him since that incident. The incident. But yeah, Cardinals definitely feel like the worst team in their division. I don't see them climbing up out of the basement of the division.
No, there's 3 pretty good teams, and then there's the Cardinals. And I will say, like, the Cardinals, like, they have lost some close games where they should have won. I don't think they were necessarily as bad as they weren't as bad as their record. Exactly.
I mean, they lost 5 games in a row by a total of 13 points or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Something obscene like that. Yeah. I mean, that Titans game by itself was just ridiculous. Like how do they lose? How do you lose that game?
Can I say something about the DeMarcado play, because that was in the Titans game? I don't think he dropped the ball before he got across the goal line. It looks to me like he still.
I kind of thought that myself too. Yeah, I thought that myself too at the time, and yeah.
I haven't seen an angle that looks like he drops it before the goal line. Like, I need a better angle than that, because the one that they've got isn't cutting it.
Yeah, it was that. I'm with you. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he still got it.
Well, and he was on my fantasy team at the time, so I was kind of like, please let it be that. All right. Anything else on Week 9 or on the trade front that we want to talk about before we move on?
No, I think we can. We should let everybody know AJ Brown did not get traded.
Yeah, heard that. Heard about that.
All right, let's.
Is that AJ Brown didn't get traded? Is that like Antonio Gates was a basketball player?
Basically. Little known fact.
All right, we got Week 10. We're in the double digits, buddy. It's going to be Thanksgiving before you know it, Christmas before you know it. Got 4 teams on a bye this week. The Bengals, their bye is brought to you by Sir Parker. That's with 2 R's. Thank you, sir. Your boys on a bye week brought to you by Bill Bates. Any Bill Bates thoughts?
Great player.
Okay, good.
Great special teams guy. You know, one of those lunch pelt players.
Gotcha.
One of those guys.
The Cowboys' Thanksgiving Day opponent, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're on a bye. Brought to you by Woody Pippins, not Scottie Pippins, but Woody Pippins. And since Cam Ward said they ass, the Tennessee Titans bye week brought to you by BW Cheeks. So there you go. So you rest up, guys, and we'll see you next week. Let's start off here. Shout out to our guy Donnie. He helped me out with this one. Lafayette, Louisiana native Javon Walker presents Raiders at Broncos. Broncos laying 9.5. Give me a second to get to my spreadsheet here. I am taking the points. I'm taking the 9.5 with the Raiders, but I am taking the Broncos to win at a 13.
All right, Broncos minus 9.5.
Okay.
And I have Broncos 10.
All right. Sounds good. We're going across the pond again. This one's in Berlin, Germany. It's technically a home game for the Colts. It's Falcons at Colts, brought to you appropriately by George Kuntz. I had to find a German last name, because why not? The Colts are laying 5.5. I am taking Atlanta plus 5.5. Colts at a 7.
Colts get the bounce back. Colts cover. Colts minus 5.5.
Okay.
Colts 11.
All right. Up next, we got the Saints at Panthers. This one brought to you by former first-round pick Mark Fields, former linebacker out of, I believe it was Washington State. One of my first early draft disappointments. I wanted them to draft Tyrone Wheatley that year, and they ended up drafting Mark Fields. Panthers are laying 5.5 at home. I'm laying the 5.5 with the Panthers. Got the Panthers at an 11.
I think if Rattler had been starting this game, I probably would have taken the Saints. But I'm going to take the Panthers. Panthers minus 5.5 and Panthers 8.
All righty. Sounds good. Up next, we've got New York Giants at the Chicago Bears. Bears laying 3.5. Excuse me. This one brought to you by Dick Stallman. Excuse me. There's another name for you, Dick Stallman. Bears minus 3.5.
I don't use he didn't use the urinals. He's a Stallman.
He's a Stallman. Yes. I am taking Bears minus 3.5. Bears at a 9.
Giants plus 3.5. Bears 7.
Okay. Up next, we've got Seth Payne presents Jags at Texans.
It's local radio host Seth Payne.
There you go. Oh, that's why I was like, why does that name sound familiar? But yeah, that's what it is.
16 radio.
There you go. Texans, the home favorite, laying a point. And I couldn't believe the Texans were favored in this game. Is Stroud playing? Do we know?
Oh, I haven't seen anything yet.
Well, the Texans are laying a 1.5. I'm taking the 1.5 with the Jaguars, and I'm taking Jaguars at an 8.
Okay, I will caveat this. I'm going to take Texans minus the 1.5 if Stroud plays.
Okay, gotcha.
And I have Texans 4.
Very good. All right, up next, we've got not Arnold, but Dick Palmer presents Bills at Dolphins. Dolphins are getting 8.5. I'm going to lay the 8.5 for the Bills, and I got Bills at a 14, which is the max for the week.
All right, I will take Bills minus 8.5 and Bills 13. This feels like it could also be a trap game though. If
Yeah.
You're coming off that high of beating Kansas City again, and then like now you have to go and face Miami, who sucks.
Right.
You never know.
You said Bills minus 8.5, and you had Bills at a what?
13.
13. Good. I've been totally not writing down your picks here, so I'm gonna have to go back and review. That's okay. Up next, Leroy Horde presents Ravens at Vikings. Vikings getting 4.5. I'm going Ravens minus 4.5. Ravens at a 10.
Give me Vikings plus 4.5.
Okay.
Here you go, Paul.
All right.
Vikings won.
Here we go. I thought you might. That would be kind of Ravens-esque to like get a win. All right, Lamar's back. Everything's good. And then they go lose to the Vikings. All right. This next one brought to you by not Salt, but Pepper Johnson. This is the somebody's got to win game. Browns at Jets. A lot of draft implications here. Jets are actually favored. Jets laying 2.5.
I will point out here that the Jets are favored on the ESPN game, but that line has flipped.
I would imagine.
At the books.
Yeah. I'm taking the Browns plus 2.5. Browns at a 3.
Browns plus 2.5. Browns at a Browns at a 6.
All right. Up next, we'll move to the last 1 o'clock Eastern game. Patriots at Bucks. I would have had this one brought to you by Tom Brady, but the game's not on Fox. It's on CBS. So this one's going to be brought to you by Adrian Claiborne, Iowa Hawkeye legend. The Bucks are laying 2.5. This game is in Tampa. I'm going to lay the 2.5 of the Bucks, and I got Bucks at a 6.
Patriots plus 2.5.
All right.
And Patriots 2.
Sounds good. All right, up next. Now we're in the late window here. Red Bryant presents Cardinals at Seahawks. We'll see if Shaheed plays in this game for the Seahawks. Brissett obviously starting for the Cardinals. Seahawks are laying 6.5. I'm going to take Cardinals plus 6.5, and I'm taking Cardinals at a 1. Because out of respect for our good friend Trang.
Seahawks minus 6.5. Seahawks 12.
I'm about to say you're going to do, yeah. See, but now if the Seahawks somehow lose, I can say I did my part. It's not me because I picked.
Hey, we figured it out. You're the one that has the curse on the Seahawks here. I've been able to pick them all year.
I'm trying to help. You said Seahawks 12?
Seahawks 12. No, okay. yeah, Seahawks 12. Yeah, that's right.
All right, another NFC West matchup here. Rams at 49ers. This one brought to you by Kermit Alexander Jr. Anywho, 49ers are getting 3.5. I'm going to take the 3.5 with the 49ers, and I'm taking the 49ers at a 2.
You know, I was debating this because I was like, it's a divisional matchup. These teams tend to play each other. They play each other tough, and I was like,
my thought.
Yeah. I was like, if I do that, then I'm going to look up, and the Rams are going to be up by 20 at halftime. I'm just going to take the Rams. I'll just take the Rams minus 3.5, and then I have Rams 9.
I definitely like the 49ers have no business winning this game, but that's usually the games they win.
I know, right?
All right, up next, we've got Lions at Commanders. This one brought to you by Dick Stanfill, excuse me. Commanders are getting 8.5. I'm laying 8.5 with the Lions. I'm taking Lions 12.
Lions minus 8.5. Lions 14.
There you go. All right. Sunday night. Steelers get another Sunday night game. This time they're in LA against the Chargers. This one brought to you by Jack Kemp, who I believe was the gentleman that ended up being like a congressman or a
Yeah, I was going to say that
senator.
name. That name sounds familiar.
He presents Steelers at Chargers. Chargers laying 3.5. I'm taking the 3.5 with the Steelers, and I'm taking Steelers at a 5.
All right, I'm going to say that everyone is on the Steelers now after they upset the Colts. So I'm going to zag. I'm going to take the Chargers minus 3.5.
Yep.
And I'm going to take Chargers 5.
Well, if I'm on the Steelers, then you definitely want to go against whatever I say, because
Especially in a primetime game.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. All right, last but not least here, Monday night game. I know you'll be tuned in. Eagles at Packers. This one brought to you by Keith Jackson.
Well, not so fast, my friend. I will be tuned in if I'm able to get ESPN back.
Oh, that's true. Yikes.
I was at Pluckers last night watching the Cowboys game.
Mother plucker. All right, Eagles at Packers. Keith Jackson presents this one. I was stunned to see the Packers are favored in this game, minus 2.5. I went Eagles plus 2.5 and Eagles at a 4.
I'm gonna do the zag thing. Everyone's down on the Packers after they just lost to the Panthers. So this is where they get it back. I'm gonna take Packers minus 2.5. Packers 3.
And we should mention your guy Micah did not get to play against the Eagles earlier this year as a Cowboy.
He'll have his chance this time.
He'll have his chance this time. So you had Packers, you laid the points, and you did Packers 3?
Correct.
Okay. If we could just bear with me here. Jags Texans, who did you have?
I have Texans assuming that Stroud plays.
Texans assuming that Stroud plays. And you had him in the confidence too?
4. Texans 4.
4. Okay. Come on, tablet, cooperate with me here. All right. Giants, Bears. You had the Bears?
I did have the Bears. I had Giants. I have the Giants plus 3.5, but I have Bears in the confidence.
At what score?
7.
7. All right. Saints, Panthers. You had Panthers, right?
Panthers minus 5.5 and Panthers 8.
Okay. And then Falcons, Colts.
I had Colts minus the points and Colts 11.
This goes to 11.
You know they're doing a sequel.
It's out already.
Oh, it is?
Came out a couple weeks ago. No.
Wow. Did he get?
I think it's on VOD by now.
Oh, did he get reviewed well?
I didn't see. I didn't see many reviews for it, but I know they Conan O'Brien interviewed the cast on his podcast, like Michael McKean and the fellows. Okay, Raiders, Broncos. Who'd you have?
I had the Broncos minus the points and Broncos 10.
Apologies to our buddy Donnie if we jinx the Broncos. All right, so just do a quick summary here. So last week, wow. Okay, so last week we went head to head on 4 games. We
For
split them 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
This week we are head to head on 10 games.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's wild
Against
stuff
the
right
spread.
there.
The spread game against the spread, not the
not in the confidence stuff.
Yeah. I just look at the spread games for that. Win-loss game. Let me update this real quick here. Just give me a second. Gotta update the week. Week 9. So in week 9, I had 11 points. You got 7. I'm up 87 to 77.
Whoa, what happened?
What I have. I don't know. Must have been. Let me see here. I mean, we can always do an auditing if we need to, but
well, I'll update my spreadsheet tomorrow, and that'll get me.
Yeah, you confirm. But by my count, I'm up 87, 70. So let me see. I got Bills wins, Chiefs wins, Saints losses. That's Eagles wins, Broncos wins, Titans losses. So I've got the Saints and Titans losses.
That'll help.
Do I have the Jets losses, or you have the Jets losses? You probably have the Jets losses. I have the Colts losses. That doesn't help a lot. Patriots wins. That helps.
Mm.
And the Giants losses. So yeah, I have the Giants, Saints, and Titans losses. So that's gonna.
That's what you got.
That helps. Let's go. Let's move into our. George is getting upset.
This is not good. Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset.
Okay,
I
so
was close to getting my pick. Like that was a 1-point game in overtime.
You were, but last week I had Giants over 49ers. You had Raiders over Jags. Neither one of us hit for the year. I am 4-5. You are 2-7. So I will let you choose first here.
All right, I'm going to just go. I'm going to take the. I'm debating between the Drake and the Vikings. I think I'm going to take the Drake here. I'm going to take Patriots over Bucks.
Yeah, this is a pretty. I don't want to say an easy one, but yeah, that felt like one that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Eagles over Packers.
Okay.
Because if nothing else, I jinx the Eagles for you. So.
Exactly. It's a win-win situation for us.
So yeah, that's what we call that's what we call it in the business. A win-win situation. All right, let's go to Jerry. Jerry, it's a lock.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now.
Okay, so last week you hit on your lock, right? Or no? Hang on.
Who did I have?
You had Patriots over Falcons, so that did hit.
Barely.
I had Lions over Vikings. No good there. So I am 7-2 for the season. You are 8-1.
All right, there we go.
On your locks. So if with that, I will select first if that's okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
And I will take. Let me find here. Let me get one. Let me get a good one here. So I'm not going to do the Lions again. I learned my lesson there. I'm going to go. I'll go Colt. Let me go Colts over Falcons.
Okay.
I'll probably regret that, but I'll go Colts over Falcons.
Well, you learned your lesson, but I didn't learn the lesson, so I'm taking Lions over Commanders.
It wasn't your lesson to learn.
It wasn't.
All right, so yeah, I've got Colts over Falcons. You've got Lions over Commanders, and then on the upsets, I've got Eagles over Packers. You got Patriots over Bucks. One other thing, I have been keeping track of this. I haven't mentioned it on the show that much, but one-score games. The Broncos 5-2 in one-score games.
How about those Chiefs, though?
The Chiefs 0-4.
That's what happens when you go 12-0 one year in one-score games. You gotta come back to earth. You gotta pay the piper.
So I'm just going to look here. So Tampa Bay 4-1, 49ers 4-1, Steelers 4-1, Eagles 5-1, Chargers 4-1, Broncos 5-2. I just mentioned Panthers 4-1 in one-score games. So, and then on the other end of the spectrum here, let's see, Texans are 0-5 in one-score games. Not good. We talked about the Chiefs. Saints are 0-3. Not great. Hey, if they could just have a one-score game, I consider that a win. So whatever.
Right. You just want it to be close.
Yeah, the Cardinals are 2-5 in one-score games.
Yep, which we
talked about. Their five losses are all one-score games. Your Cowboys are 2-2 in one-score games.
Well,
I guess 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, exactly.
Technically. Yeah. That's one thing I wanted to ask you about with the Broncos. Do the Broncos this year remind you at all of the Vikings team from like 3 years ago that won all those close games in the regular season and they got to the playoffs and they got one and done?
I can see that, but I think the one thing that would separate it a little bit is like the Broncos have what I think is like an actually dominant defense, whereas the Vikings never never really had like an elite unit on that team. I think that's what I would say would separate them. But we'll see how it holds up when they get to the playoffs, though.
I agree, but like after watching them kind of pull that one out of their backside, as Donnie put it in his email, against the Texans, I was kind of like, we sure about the Broncos? We sure that, I don't know. It'll be
and I will say, in fairness, the Texans also have a very, very, very good defense. So, like,
true,
not necessarily easy to move the ball against that team.
I'll agree. I'll agree with you on that. So yeah, right now as we sit here, we'll do this real quick before we sign off for the week. So your division winner, so your AFC playoff teams, your 1 seed is the Colts, your 2 seed is the Patriots, Broncos are the 3 seed, Steelers the 4. Then your wild cards, Bills, Chargers, Jaguars. Now, I should point out, the Jags have one less game than the Chiefs. The Chiefs are on a bye this week. So if the Texans beat the Jags, Chiefs and Jags are now tied at 5-4. So for what that's worth. In the NFC, you've got the Eagles, the Buccaneers, the Seahawks are all three 6-2, as are the Rams, but the Seahawks right now have the divisional tiebreaker. The Packers are 5-2-1. They're the 4 seed. Rams are 5 seed, 6-2. 49ers 6-3, 6 seed. And then you've got the Lions are the 7th seed right now at 5-3, but the Bears right there at 5-3, Panthers 5-4, right there. They actually have played. The Panthers have played one more game than the Bucks, so the Panthers haven't had their bye week yet. The Tampa Bay is coming off of their bye week this week. So your Cowboys are still there, 3-5-1. They gotta.
We're not. You're telling me there's a chance.
I'm telling you, there's a chance. Meanwhile, the Saints are right now the number 1 pick in the draft. But they do play. The Saints play both the Jets and the Titans this season. So it's real. I gotta say, for draft content, the game's kind of worked out this year because like Browns play the Jets this week. Saints play both of those teams. The Saints don't play the Browns, but so you got at least that'll be somewhat interesting when we get to those weeks. I want to say the Saints play the Jets and Titans back-to-back weeks. I want to say they're like either back-to-back or like 2 and 3 weeks or something like that.
That's a nice soft spot to have in the schedule.
For other teams, yeah, but not for the Saints.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I think was it you that sent me they're trading off all their picks in anticipation of the
the Jets,
tank,
the
Jets
Jets are
bowl. They saw the
Jets
Saints
are trading all their players. Jets are trading all their players so that they could lose to the Saints to get that number 1 pick. It's next level thinking. Yeah, somebody said that game is going to be flexed to Tubi at like 2 a.m. or something. So I'll be watching against my better judgment.
Paul, I just put a futures bet down
On
Super Bowl winner.
Not the Saints.
Not the Saints. Not any of those teams we were just talking about. The Seattle Seahawks plus 1,200.
All right, Trang. I just want this on record. I am respecting the jinx. I am.
Yeah, I couldn't pass up that sweet action.
Now, here's the catch. What happens if I don't even know if I should say this. What happens if Shaheed goes to Seattle and kind of stinks? Then is that on me? Like is like I didn't make that trade. Like I didn't.
We'll just say it's the Saints' fault. The stench of New Orleans, the stench of the Saints would not wash off.
By the way, my favorite thing today, like reading all the coverage about that trade, is like, oh, it's a reunion, Shaheed and Kubiak. I'm like, they were together 1 season, guys. Like, Kubiak was the offensive coordinator for 1 year.
It still counts. Still counts.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He did use Shaheed very well at times last year, but like,
you want to know what's funny? So obviously the Philadelphia Eagles are the favorite to win the NFC East.
The NFC, yeah,
or the NFC East. Yeah. Do you want to guess who's second on that?
Got to be the Cowboys.
It is the Cowboys.
Well, because I mean, the Commanders are.
It is plus 1,450 if you want in on some really sweet action.
That is some, but I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't, out of my friendship to you, I wouldn't want to jinx the Cowboys.
Well, I got to tell you, I jinxed my own team. I got to tell you, before you do that, I jinxed my own team because like, so we saw what happened when I put some money on Brock Purdy to win the MVP, right?
Yeah.
So I was scrolling through and I saw Dak Prescott MVP plus 3,000. And so I was like, don't mind if
30
I do.
to 1.
Yep, 30 to 1. Which, because everyone was saying like, oh, he's 20 to 1. I was like, oh, this is actually some good value right here. I was like, I'm getting some sweet value on this. And that has not gone my way.
So going back to the Seattle thing, me jinxing the Seahawks, I had the opportunity today in fantasy because My two fantasy quarterbacks are Drake May and Jaden Daniels. Well, it looks like Jaden Daniels might be out for the season. So I'm like, okay, I need to pick up another quarterback. The best quarterback available in my fantasy league is Sam Darnold. And I was like, nope, I'm not gonna. I already have JSN on my fantasy team, and I have Seattle's defense.
You got to get the stack.
So do you think that that exonerates me from? I don't want. Listen,
I think the fact. I mean, the fact that JSN's already having the season and you have him. I think you're okay.
Okay. I mean, I still would have to put a claim in for somebody's probably already put a claim in for Darnold. So it's.
I will say that I was like I need a backup quarterback for this week when Dak's out and do you want to know who the best quarterback to pick up in my league was?
Ooh, I'm afraid to ask.
Okay, let's take some guesses.
Geno Smith.
No, I actually cut Geno Smith.
Oh, okay. Is it Tyler Shuck? Spencer Rattler?
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Shots fired. Is it Russell Wilson?
He's a mobile quarterback. He has a starting job right now.
He has a starting job. Okay, so Jackson Dart, mobile quarterback, has a starting job. Mariota?
Nope. He has had the starting job all season.
Oh, Justin Fields?
Justin Fields. I figure if he runs interception yet. If he runs a little bit, I'll be okay.
Well, they play the Browns, and the Browns defense is no joke. So
that's true.
Good luck. And now they didn't trade Garrett. I was gonna say they didn't trade Garrett Wilson. They traded defensive players, not offensive players.
Right.
So
he's still got a wide receiver.
By the way, we don't really talk about the Jets this much. I have respect for what the Jets did today because now they have 2 first-round picks next year, 3 first-round picks in 2027. Like, got nothing but respect for what they're doing.
Yeah, how could they possibly screw this up?
No, look. I get it. Like I get it. That'll take care of itself in 2 years. But like, you've got if you're living in the poorhouse and you got a Cadillac in the driveway, you're not going to sell your refrigerator,
right?
Like you gotta, you know what I mean? Like you gotta like do what you got to do. And they also, I mean, Sauce Gardner now has a chance to potentially go to the Super Bowl. Quinnen Williams
has the potential to potentially make the playoffs.
Potentially make the playoffs. I mean, you guys, the Cowboys, they are the masters of their own destiny. Not this week because they don't play, but like come back after the bye and you.
I just need to get on a win streak. Just be average. Like I'm not asking you to be the Bronx. I'm not asking you to be the 85 Bears. I'm not even asking you to be like this year's Broncos or this year's Texans. Just be competent. Like, is that so hard?
What if the Texans and Cowboys joined forces to form one Texas team?
See if they did that, like that team would be awesome. Like that team would be a Super Bowl favorite.
You'd have your receivers would be George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Nico Collins.
See, there we go.
It's ridiculous.
And our defense would be the Texans' defense.
Right, would be the Texans' defense. Yeah. With maybe you throw in Kenny Clark or Quinnen Williams.
Ezraku's actually starting to like.
Or Ezraku, that's right.
It's getting to the point where people are like posting Ezraku on like graphs and like the pass rush, right? And it's like, and they're like, oh, this guy fell to the second round. How did that happen? Basically.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on all that going into next week. But hope everybody has a good week. Hope everybody had a good Halloween. Until next week, happy football, everybody.